Junior debt in real estate refers to loans or financial obligations that are subordinate to primary or senior debt. This means that in the event of a default, junior debt holders are repaid only after senior lenders have been satisfied. In recent years, junior debt has gained traction among investors seeking higher yields and diversified risk profiles. Its growing popularity is driven by the potential for attractive returns, especially as traditional lending sources become more conservative. Understanding junior debt is essential for those looking to navigate the evolving landscape of real estate finance. Junior debt refers to loans or financial obligations that are subordinate to senior debt within a real estate financing structure. This means that in the event of a default or liquidation, junior debt holders are repaid only after all senior debt obligations have been satisfied. Senior debt typically carries lower risk and is secured by a first claim on the property's assets, while junior debt is riskier and often comes with higher interest rates to compensate for its lower repayment priority. The distinction between the two is crucial for both lenders and investors, as it affects the potential returns and risks associated with each position in the capital stack. In real estate finance, the capital stack refers to the hierarchy of funding sources used to finance a project. At the top is senior debt, which has the first claim on assets and typically carries the lowest risk and interest rate. Junior debt sits below senior debt in the stack, meaning it is repaid only after senior obligations are met. This subordinate position exposes junior debt holders to greater risk, but it also offers the potential for higher returns. Understanding where junior debt fits in the capital stack is crucial for evaluating both the risk and reward of real estate investments. Junior debt instruments come in several forms, with mezzanine loans and preferred equity being among the most common. Mezzanine loans are typically unsecured and sit below senior debt in the capital structure, offering higher returns to compensate for increased risk. Preferred equity, on the other hand, represents ownership in a company with a higher claim on assets than common equity, but still ranks below all forms of debt. Both instruments are often used to bridge financing gaps and provide flexible capital solutions for businesses. Their unique characteristics make them attractive options for investors seeking higher yields, albeit with greater risk exposure. Junior debt agreements often include specific features that distinguish them from senior debt. These agreements typically carry higher interest rates, reflecting the increased risk for lenders due to their lower repayment priority. The repayment structure may be more flexible, sometimes allowing for interest-only payments during the initial period, with principal repayments scheduled out later. Key terms also define subordination, outlining how junior debt holders are paid after senior creditors in the event of default. Additional clauses may address covenants, maturity dates, and any options for early repayment. Junior debt plays a significant role in real estate transactions by providing additional financing beyond what senior lenders are willing to offer. This type of debt typically carries a higher interest rate due to its subordinate position in the capital stack, meaning it is repaid after senior debt in the event of default. By leveraging junior debt, developers can increase their total available capital, often enabling larger or more ambitious projects. However, the increased risk and cost associated with junior debt require careful consideration to ensure the overall financial health of the project. Its strategic use can enhance returns, but also amplifies potential losses if the project underperforms. Junior debt holders face unique risks due to the subordinated nature of their claims. In the event of a default, they are paid only after senior debt obligations have been satisfied, which can significantly reduce their chances of recovery. This subordination means that junior debt is inherently riskier, often resulting in higher interest rates to compensate investors. Additionally, in severe default scenarios, junior debt holders may receive little to no repayment, making careful assessment of a company's financial health crucial before investing. Junior debt investments in real estate typically offer higher potential returns than senior debt, reflecting the increased risk associated with their subordinate position in the capital stack. Investors can expect yields that are generally above those of traditional mortgage loans, but below the returns offered by equity investments. While junior debt provides a more predictable income stream than equity, it does not benefit from property appreciation. Compared to other real estate investment options, junior debt strikes a balance between risk and reward, appealing to those seeking enhanced yields without taking on full ownership risk. Junior debt is often used by real estate developers and investors who seek to maximize leverage while minimizing their upfront equity investment. Typical borrowers include those undertaking large-scale commercial or residential projects, such as apartment complexes, office buildings, or mixed-use developments. For example, a developer constructing a new high-rise might secure a senior loan from a bank and supplement it with junior debt from a private lender or mezzanine fund. This additional financing can help cover costs that exceed what traditional lenders are willing to provide. Junior debt is especially attractive in competitive markets where access to capital can make or break a project's success. Before investing in junior debt, thorough due diligence is essential. Investors should carefully review the borrower's financial health, including cash flow stability and existing debt obligations. Assessing the terms of the debt, such as interest rates, maturity, and covenants, helps gauge potential risks and returns. It's also important to evaluate the collateral backing the debt and the borrower's track record in meeting financial commitments. Understanding the broader market environment and the seniority of other creditors provides further insight into the likelihood of repayment. To safeguard the interests of junior debt investors, various legal protections and covenants are often put in place. These may include restrictions on additional borrowing, requirements for maintaining certain financial ratios, and limitations on asset sales. Subordination agreements clearly define the order of repayment in the event of default, ensuring that senior creditors are paid first, but also clarifying the rights of junior investors. Additionally, information covenants may require the issuer to provide regular financial updates, enhancing transparency and allowing investors to monitor the issuer's financial health. Collectively, these measures help mitigate risk and provide a structured framework for protecting junior debt holders. Recent years have seen significant shifts in the junior debt market within real estate. As interest rates have risen, traditional lenders have become more cautious, leading to increased demand for alternative financing options like mezzanine loans and preferred equity. Investors are closely monitoring changes in property values and cash flows, which can impact the risk profile of junior debt positions. Additionally, Regulatory changes and evolving market dynamics are influencing how deals are structured and priced. These trends are shaping the opportunities and challenges faced by both borrowers and lenders in the junior debt space. Including junior debt in a real estate investment portfolio offers both opportunities and risks. On the positive side, junior debt can provide higher yields compared to senior debt, as investors are compensated for taking on additional risk. It also allows for diversification, giving investors exposure to a different part of the capital stack. However, junior debt is subordinate to senior debt, meaning it is repaid only after senior obligations are met, which increases the risk of loss in the event of default. Careful evaluation of the underlying assets and the borrower's creditworthiness is essential when considering this investment option. In summary, junior debt offers investors the potential for higher yields, but it comes with increased risk compared to senior debt. It's crucial to carefully assess the creditworthiness of the issuer and understand the specific terms and protections associated with each investment. Diversification can help mitigate some of the inherent risks. Prospective investors should also consider their own risk tolerance and investment objectives before committing capital. Ultimately, a thorough due diligence process is essential for making informed decisions in the junior debt market.